Howdy folks, BoDean 52, hope you are well. In today's video, I am going to talk about what I think is the most important modification or accessory to your touring motorcycle. But I'm going to really talk about two of them. One is when you're really out touring, and the second is when you're running around town, because they're different. Welcome back. I happen to be taking one of my favorite roads around my place early in the year, and some folks have been asking me about certain accessories or modifications that I did to this 2020 Road Glide Limited. It goes by the name of Dutchess, and if you're new, yep, I name my motorcycles. That's right. So I was really thinking about all of the things that I have done to this bike and what really are the most important for me. Not the most popular ones or what everybody else thinks, but what I think and what matters to me. And just a quick run through on some things I've done. I have put on factory 47 bars, as you can see. I know I could impale myself and die if I fall out of the air and puncture myself, which everybody reminds me of, and I know somebody's going to remind me on this video too. I'm thinking I'm safe. I've obviously put on some mirrors. I put on custom lights, all custom dynamics, of course. Got LED all over this baby. And I've also put a stage 2 on the bike. I put a new seat on the bike, new pegs, you name it. I'm one of those Harley guys that spends a ton of money and then spends a ton more money. And yeah, I know I could buy a bike that has it all. I know, but I don't know. Just doesn't work out that way. You buy a Harley, you get it, right? I don't know if you can see that little flag, but America. Okay, focus, BoDean, focus. So, I was thinking about, hey, what has meant the difference for me? And what do you think, or I think, is the most important accessory for me? And I was thinking, because I have a problem between two of them. By the way, I put all new suspension on the front and the back of this motorcycle as well. But I was thinking about, I couldn't get over two of them. Out of all the things that I've done, there's two that I think are the most important. But I'm like, well, you can't do a video on two of them. And then I'm like, well, yeah, I can, because I think they're different depending. So let me tell you what I mean. I think that when I am out riding like today, I'm taking some short rides. I am running around town, maybe it's 100, 200 miles, but it's non-touring, meaning that I'm not getting up on the highway. I'm not going 500, 600 miles. I am just out riding motorcycles, right? What is the most important thing to me? And I will tell you, out of everything I've done on this bike, it is, without a doubt, the rear suspension. There is just no doubt the upgrade to the suspension, even though I've done the front, on the rear, makes just such a ton of difference. I'll link a video at the end of the details in my first ride with the new suspension. But that was the biggest deal for me when I'm running around town, because it makes such a big difference when you are riding your motorcycle, whether it's bump, how it handles. Now, I will tell you the front suspension is great as well, because it definitely keeps things tighter, and you can tell. But if, it's a bunch of money, so if you're going to spend the money, I always say, get the rear suspension. But everything else, the seat, all the other cool stuff, or the performance stuff, when I'm running around town, what matters to me most, and if I could only have one, would definitely be the suspension. By the way, is it just me, or when you're only out for your first or second time of the year, do you feel like you got to learn how to ride again? Jeez, grabbed a little bit of break there, didn't you, BoDean 52? Focus. So, to me, it just makes a world of difference. And, we've talked about this in another video, but shame on Harley Davidson for not putting on halfway decent suspension on their touring bikes. Now, I understand that 2024 models are better, I don't know. I haven't ridden one, but I will tell you, for the around town time, it's no doubt it is suspension. Now, let's talk about touring. I have taken 3 or 4 large trips, anywhere from 500 to 2,000 miles. One with my wife, one or a couple without her. And so you would think that it probably still is suspension, but it's really not. Now, for me, I am just shy of 6'3". I used to be 6'4", but I guess I'm hunching or something. And over time, you get shorter. I don't know what the hell is going on with that, but, focus, BoDean, focus. And so I have long legs, so I got a road glide, gives me a bunch of room, and I'm thinking, well, maybe the suspension is the best, even with Mrs. BoDean, because that's important. And I also have a Mustang 2-up seat, which I have had on multiple motorcycles. I've had it for 4 years, and I love that seat. I just do. What the heck is going on here? Okay, now I see what are you doing? Jesus Christ, dude! Always beware, folks. You knew something wasn't right there, right? But I'm like, okay, maybe it's the seat. Mrs. BoDean likes the seat. I like the seat. It's really comfortable. I think it's great. It makes you ride longer. There's windshields. There's a whole lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, I will tell you the thing that made the biggest difference for me on long touring is the bars. When I bought this 2020 Road Glide Limited, the bars were like down here. Now, you don't have to get meat hooks. But I will tell you, as somebody who has long arms and is tall, the biggest difference on long rides, especially for fatigue, in addition to obviously the seat and the windshield, was the bars, because it is so comfortable riding that I honestly feel I can ride the bike forever. So I really have 2 different favorites. Suspension for those shorter rides and bars for touring rides. I would love to know what you all do and what's the most important to you. And do you have 2? Is it the same for short and long rides, or is it not? And I hope you are getting out like I am, because there are motorcycles everywhere, and it's the beginning of March in Michigan, and just happy to be able to get out, because you never know when it's your last ride. For yourself or for your motorcycle. You never know what's going to happen in the future. So that's why you need to always make sure you're being safe. Check in a friend. But we're going to see you on the next one, folks. Bye-bye.